All right, I don't know if it's live or not. I am sorry I'm late. We have somebody here at the house. We've had some plumbing issues lately. So we actually have a workman here. He's parked in a big truck out there. We got talking about his engine. So I was standing out there letting him know that if he needed me, he could just come in the front door. And his truck started idling up. And I was like, you got any equipment running? He's like, nope, it just does that sometimes. I've had it in the shop and it just randomly does that. I said, your truck shouldn't be doing that. This is a diesel, right? He goes, yeah, it's a diesel. I said, well, diesels run real clean. He goes, yeah, they cleaned all the fuel system out and whatnot and said that it was fine. I said, I think it's your alternator. It could be your battery, but most likely it's your alternator. I said, usually when something revs like that, it needs more power. I said, are your RPMs going up? And he looked on his dashboard and he said, yeah, a little bit, it looks like. I said, yeah, that's not good. So I stood out there talking to him about the engine and his work truck for too long. So I apologize for being late. I need to stop apologizing for being a nerd, though. To make sure. Okay, I wanted to see if the live stream would come up, and it looks like it is because I have Chrome open too, so I can see what's going on the live stream. What, that I'm a nerd, Jason? I mean, I really am, but you know. I don't know. So yeah, I went out there to let him know that I was fixing a live stream, that if you need anything, you just, come in. Hey, David. And I was like, he knew beforehand I was going to be live streaming. I said, just wanted to give you a heads up. Got my live stream scheduled for 3:20. Going to be hitting the live stream. Just, if you need anything, just come in the door. He's like, well, I'm just waiting on the glue and stuff to dry before I go back and check it and turn everything back on. Because right now our house is completely without water. I was like, that's fine. I mean, I can pee in the toilet and not flush it. I'm good. See, he laughed. But while I was standing out there talking to him at the truck because I brought the dog over to see him. I was like, see, it's a guy. You're okay. It's a guy. And she's like, I'm like, yeah, it's a guy. Her tail's doing this. Dad's dog loves men. So it's definitely a man dog. So I put her down and she went running off. But then his truck started to idle up and I'm listening to it. And I said, you got something running? He's like, no, it just does that sometimes. I said, your truck shouldn't do that. This is a diesel, right? And he goes, yeah, it's a diesel. I said, you got a V8 in here? And he said, yeah, it's a V8. And we got talking about the truck. So 6 or 7 minutes went by and we talked about the engine on his vehicle. So I was late starting the stream. So, whoops. I have a bad habit of running my mouth and then I don't know when to shut up. And then I realized, I was like, oh crap, what time is it? I looked and it was 3:24. I'm like, I got to get in there and get that stream started. Lots of stuff to get done. Not lots of stuff to get done. I was going to kind of wait. I don't know if this shared to my community tab or not. Let me see if I can copy. I'm using StreamYard right now instead of YouTube, like streaming. So I don't have like all the features that I would normally have if I was on Why are you taking so long? It's taking forever. Oh my hair's doing today, man. I was in a helmet most of yesterday. And you can't say I didn't warn you, because I did warn people that I would be live 3 hours ago. I was going to go live yesterday, and I got home and I had other stuff to do, and I got busy, and then by the time I got done being busy, I was exhausted, so I took a shower and crapped out till like 8:30 last night. So busy, lots of stuff going on. It's kind of going to wait, see if anybody else popped in. I didn't share it on my other socials. All right, got it shared. All right, so I know I've had people ask what's going on, why I haven't put up the hair video yet. I pulled it into my editor this afternoon. I have like 20 plus videos to get edited. Let me see if I can pull it up so I can show you the process at least. I'll try and share my screen here in a minute. He's still out there in the driveway, so when I see things flash, it means somebody else is driving by or pulling in the yard, so I'm just alert. I gotta wait for the program to load. So a couple weeks ago, I had a root canal done on a tooth that I had a filling done on. Come to find out, the filling that was done unnecessarily, because she ended up putting the filling product she put the filling product right on the nerve to the tooth and ended up killing the nerve to that tooth. So I ended up having to go in for basically an emergency root canal. And then a week later, the crown came in for it, and she's like, "Oh, it's the wrong color. Do you want me to send it back and have the right color made?" It's like that tooth right there. I'm like, if somebody's looking that far back in my mouth and realizes that the tooth is a little bit darker than my natural teeth from drinking coffee and tea and everything else, they're looking at way too close. So that was done. The last dentist appointment was Thursday. And then I was supposed to have a cleaning done on the 24th of this month, but I go back and get my second shot on the 21st. And so I rescheduled my cleaning appointment till June because I didn't know how I was going to react from the second injection. And I know everybody that I know that's taken this shot has had very bad reactions to it. Flu-like symptoms, very sick. So I'm like, yeah, probably not a good idea to get the shot on a Friday and then go in for a cleaning on Monday. So I was like, probably not a good idea. So I rescheduled that. And I finally just got the other program pulled up. So let me see if I can do this and this and all right, you can see it. All right, so this is the program that I use to edit. The videos that are in here are edited separately. So I'll highlight it. This one right here is one video. Let me make this a little bigger. There you go. So this is one video that I edited. The other one is down here, right here. Okay, that's the other video. In order to do split screen, I move a few things around. So it makes it a little easier to see. Okay, in order to do split screen, you have to edit each piece first. You edit the one video first and then export it, and then you edit the other video and then you export that. Then you have to pull the video files back in once they're exported into the editor. And then you hit the split screen. There we go. I'm trying to get it to work. It's thinking about it slowly. Oh, it just crashed. Stop that. The app just crashed, so give me a second to get it back up. A lot of trucks driving by today. It wants to do an update, and I just told it no. But I was in the program earlier today, and it didn't have an update, and so I know it was working fine this morning. And now it wants to do an update, and now it wants to give me issues. Damn thing. Okay. I'm trying to get it back where I was. Please work. Oh, it loaded finally. Okay. So let me come back over to this. It's not. Oh, because it. Oh, stupid. Because the app closed, it didn't refresh, so. All right, now you can see my mouse. There we go. Advanced. It's not pulling up the other window. You've got to be freaking kidding me. Okay, we're just going to share the actual freaking screen. Just see the whole screen. That way I don't have to worry about you only seeing part of it. All right, so when I pull the videos in, one video was a little bit shorter than the other. So if you look all the way back here, this video extends out a little bit more. So I've cut it to like right here, and then I'll, you know, these videos should play at the same time with each other. There was some things that were stopped and started. The footage from my phone was just one solid recording. So there's that. And then on here, you can do like different things by like zooming it in or zooming it out. See? And you can change the way the footage looks so that you can actually see the whole thing. And then I have to go in, and this is the stuff I still have to do. I haven't done anything with this. I've just pulled it into the editor to get it done. And the render on this is probably going to be pretty hellacious. I'll probably leave it here. And there's sound on this video. I muted the sound on this one. So we're going to leave that for there for right now. And this is the entire video. It's at 44 minutes long. So then I'm going to hit render just so you can see just how long. It should give me an estimated time here in just a second. 80,695 frames to render. 9 hours. See this? 9 hours and 12 hours now to render this video. This is what I was talking about when I said that this video takes hours to do. The first video, the phone footage, I edited and exported that. It took me 3.5 hours just to export that part. Then I had to pull the footage from the Canon camera and then render that, edit it to make sure everything was smooth and whatnot. And then there was one part in there that I wanted to mute out so that you guys don't know what the surprise is for next year. So I had to mute out that spot. So I had to watch through most of it in order to find where that spot was. Then I had to export that one, and that one took like 7.5 hours because the recording size of the stuff from my Canon camera is so much larger than it is, you know, from my phone, so that I have to take into consideration that footage is so much bigger. So then once I exported each of those, I had to then import them back into the Filmora editor software and then pull them into the screen shares so that they're side by side in the video footage. And as you can see, it's going to take like 11 hours and change. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing the screen. It's going to take like the rest of the day to get that rendered enough so that I can go back and rewatch everything. I still need to do like my intro stuff. I haven't done that yet, which means I need to put that in the front of this. And then, and I put pictures at the end of it so I can grab pictures and move them to the very front and, you know, use the pictures as the background while I do the voiceover. So I still have all of that to get done, which is why I said it takes forever for me to do this stuff, because it takes like 4 or 5 days total to get one of these videos edited. And that is if I sit here and work on it, and, you know, I have to hurry up and wait while it's doing its rendering, it's exporting, it's importing. I have to wait for all of that. So while I wait for that, like if it takes a while to import and then I have to wait for it to render, so before I start editing, I'll go clean the kitchen. And then while it's exporting, I'll go record another video for something else in the process of that, because I can't really do anything on my computer while it's doing that, because that screen kind of takes over everything. And And until recently, I only had one monitor, so I didn't have the ability to flip back and forth like I do right now. I have 2 monitors on my screen right now, so I can move things around, because I applied for a job in April, and it took weeks for them, to get back with me, and I didn't even think I was going to get it. Basically, it's for an online work from home kind of job, which is what I've been looking for years and haven't been able to find. I've applied at a whole bunch of different places, and I've just never heard back. So I did a bunch of assessment tests and whatnot, which took me forever to do. It took me several hours to get them all done. And I did take like small 1 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute breaks in between each set of tests, but it was still quite lengthy to get them done. And then I get, about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, I got a text right before I was supposed to go in, or I had just had the root canal. So it was either the day that I had the root canal or the day after I had the root canal. So this was a couple weeks ago. I get a text message, and I'm like, has anybody ever gotten a text message for a job interview? Because that's new. And I thought it was super weird. I had never heard of it happening. I know on the website it said that they would email, call, or text. And I checked my email, and there was no email in there. There was nothing other than the day that I signed up on the website and provided my resume and took all the assessment tests and all that kind of stuff. There was no communication from them whatsoever. So here I'm thinking this is some scam or something. And I'm like, yeah. But then when he started talking to me more about the assessments and asking certain information and said, well, you did this, but you didn't do this. I was like, but your system did this and it should have provided that, but here's this just in case. And then he did want me to do a phone interview, which I did that on Friday. So I had a bunch of paperwork to fill out, and my I-9 stuff and my W-2 stuff. I filled all that stuff out already, filed my background check. And then yesterday I had to go in for the drug test, and the nearest testing facility, no matter which direction they were trying to send me, was all about an hour away. So I went and did that yesterday, and the joys of being in a public facility for the first time, in a long time, besides the dentist office, was nerve-wracking. There was an first I go in, and there's a person in there that's in a very bad biker gang, and his tattoos give away basically who he is and what he's done. And he's got patches and embroidery shit on everything to show just how proud he is that he is a motorcycle gang member. And I'm on my motorcycle in my biker gear. I do not have colors. I will not join a motorcycle gang or group. I have ridden with ABATE. I have ridden with the Bikers Against Bullying. I have ridden with a few organizations and stuff like that, but I do not condone Hell's Angels and the Warlocks and the people from California and all the different Orlando biker gangs. I'm not into any of that stuff. Nothing. I do not want colors. I don't want an organization to tell me that some man fucking owns me and can do what the fuck he wants with me. That will never happen. A lot of these biker groups, it's if you are a woman and you're in the association, you cannot technically be a member of a lot of these groups because you're female, you are subservient. The men run the group, the men rule the group. If you are a man's woman, you belong as chattel to the group. So they can sell you, they can trade you, they can barter you, they can have you, used for a night and then brought back kind of thing. That is a huge no in my book. If that's what you want to do with your life, then you go on and you do you, but it certainly ain't me. So Mr. Biker Gang dude was in there not wearing a mask. And then I was really glad when he left because my dad actually knew who he was, and because I sent him a picture. Rednecks in their shitty sounding trucks. So that was a whole lot of fun. And then after he left, about 20 minutes or so goes by, and then an anti-masker comes in. He was oh so lovely. I was going to edit the footage. I've got several minutes of footage from this guy. Let's see. I'm pulling up the files now. All right, here we go. All right, hang on. Something's going on with the sound. Let me go to another video. He's like running his mouth the whole damn time. Oh, wait, I can share a video file? Oh, hang on. Let me see if this works, but if it doesn't, I can share. All right, let me stop sharing and let me see if I can just video file. Looks like your video file doesn't have a video track. What? That's saying the same thing. Hey, Silvia. All right, let me just try and share. I mean, this guy was just off the freaking wall, man. He's sitting over there running his mouth. See this lady in front of me, she gets up and moves over behind me here in just a minute. She gets tired of it. And by this time, several people have realized I'm recording. Get up. Yeah, this is where he's talking about there is no such thing as the United States of America, to talk about Trump. And then the next video, I believe. Oh, you hear me talk here. I honestly just cannot, is what I said. We got Redneck 1 and Redneck 2 over there. So I will be editing those together, and I will be, they'll probably go up on my second channel. I don't know if they will. I might just put them up on here. I don't know. But there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 video clips that I have of just him. And he's like standing at the counter telling the medical staff there that it's not the coronavirus that kills you, it's the vaccine that kills you. And he said that that the Republicans were trying to get people to not be so scared of it because the Democrats made this like bogus health crisis. And then he goes on to say that Trump is the reason why that, you know, people aren't as sick as they were supposed to be. And then he went on to say that there's no such thing as really the United States, and that the military is the reason why that this virus is so widespread. And then he started talking about how the Jews started World War II. And that's when I about fucking lost it. The guy that was sitting, because they have like a seat and then they have like an empty seat that's like blocked off, and then there's another seat. So there's about 2 or 3 feet in between each chair. And I've got my back against the wall. And the lady that was sitting in front of me is standing like right over here. If I wanted to, I could just reach around the wall and touch her. She was that close. Then she was, and she's like, oh, I wish you would just shut up. And the guy that's sitting on the other side of me looked Jewish. And he was like, as soon as the guy said that the Jews started the war, the guy turned freaking white. And I'm looking at him. I'm like, I'm so sorry. He's like, it's okay. I deal with it all the time. And then the guy sitting against the wall across from him is just sitting there doing this. And the young black guy sitting there is doing this. And the guy by the door is sitting there going. So this half of the waiting room where I'm at, minus the 2 rednecks and douchebag on the other side, we're all just doing this. And we've got a wheelchair around the corner because right behind me is a bathroom. And then there's a kid in the wheelchair and a guy standing off to the side filling out paperwork. So basically there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people on my side of the waiting room and 3 on the other. And everybody on my side is trying to avoid those 3 over there. And you got a redneck with basketball shorts on and boots, and the other one had one of those like shirt things that he tied around his face and a baseball cap on. Both of them had like beards. Most of them were wearing their mask up to here. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. And finally, like when the guy first came in, you could tell he was from New England by his accent. He ended up saying something about being from Connecticut at some point. He's a truck driver from Connecticut. The 2 women at the front that are checking people in and whatnot, one of them asks, he's walking up and he doesn't have a mask on. He didn't come in with a mask, nothing. He finally fishes one out of his pocket. She's like, you need to put your mask on and keep it on while you're in the building. He's like, but I can't talk if I have this thing on. It's the stupid propaganda bullshit. I mean, he just starts railing on things. I'm like, oh, Lord. And the lady in front of me chuckled. And I looked to the kid next to me, and he's just going. And the guy sitting against the wall where the windows are, he just goes. And I'm like, yeah. And that's when he starts telling the medical personnel that, you know, the virus isn't what kills you, it's the vaccine. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. So then he like calls somebody, and he's got his phone out to here, and he's talking, and his mask is in this hand, and then he's like fishing in his pockets and stuff, and then she fusses at him for the mask, so he kind of like half-ass puts it on and puts it on up to here, and he's got his phone out to here, and it's on speaker. Like, everybody can fucking hear you, dude. And he's like, yeah, I'm here for some DOT crap or whatever. This clinic doesn't know what they're doing. And I'm like, please somebody tell him to get the fuck out. Like, really? So then after they finally get him squared away, and he's trying to stand there at the counter and fill out paperwork, there's a sign right on the counter in yellow and black. It says, do not lean on the counter. He's on the counter going, I'm like, really? And the one lady walks up to him and she's like, you can't stand here and fill that out. Well, where am I supposed to fill it out? I'm like, there's a chair. I took mine outside and sat on the windowsill. There's benches out front, dude. I'm like, really? So then, oh, I spilled my milk. Literally, I spilled milk. Should I cry? My phone must have slid into it. But I just can't with these people, man. And then he finally goes and he fills his stuff out, and it's on my moose corn. Well, I guess the water's back on. The guy he's no longer in the driveway. He didn't tell me bye or kiss my ass or nothing. Bye, dude. I figured he'd at least let me know he was leaving. I can't believe I spilled milk on my desk. Oh, well. I have to clean that off in a little bit. That'll be nice and sticky. I have a glass with water in it here, though, so. And don't bitch at me about this being camo. If somebody gave it to me and it has the gator thing on it. I've been a Gators fan for a long time, so y'all can kiss my ass. I'm running out of napkins. I just don't want milk stuff on my desk, you know? So, long story short, he's sitting over there on the other side of the room sharing videos at top volume on his phone, and he's passing his phone around that side of the waiting room, and everybody on my side of the waiting room is doing everything they can to get the fuck away from him. Because he's walking from person to person to person with no mask on, or a half-ass mask on, running his mouth, sharing a whole bunch of propaganda bullshit, and he had just started in on the World War II thing, and I said, oh, for fuck's sake, and I stood up, and then that's when the lady called me, because I had it at that point. And the lady called me to go back. I said, oh, buddy, he just got saved, and the kid next to me just laughed. Because I was literally I was about to go over there, because my temper was like here. So I went back, followed the instructions. As soon as I got back there, I said, thank you. You just saved me from going to jail. And she goes, what? I said, you have an anti-masker in your waiting room with a halfway on mask running his mouth. And so she uses her walkie-talkie and she calls up front. She talks to the girls up there. I said, he is vile. I said, your employees up front are absolute saints to put up with crap like that from somebody like him. And she goes, what happened? And I explained it to her while I was following what she told me to do. Because you have to go in, you have to wash your hands and take off all your stuff and whatnot. Because, again, it's a drug test for a job. So they don't want you, messing up the results. So I'm standing there at the sink washing my hands and whatnot, telling her what's going on out there. And she called back up there and says, if you have any problems with him, let me know. We'll send somebody out front to escort him out the building. And the lady came back over and she said, thanks, I appreciate that. He's pretty bad. So hopefully they didn't have to deal with too much more crap from him. But boy, he was vile. I hadn't seen something like that in public yet. I did yesterday. I was waiting for him to say something about racist, like skin color stuff, because on my side of the room was like 4 black people. So I was just waiting for him to slip up and say one racist thing about one of the tan boys in the waiting room, because I was just going to sit back and watch and record the whole thing, because it would have been fun. And of course, as I was leaving, one of the black guys that was standing on my side of the room, he was standing out front and he started hitting on me, and I'm like walking to my motorcycle and he's like following me. And I finally stopped halfway to my bike and he's like, hey, yo, you got a light? And so I was like, yeah, I got all kinds of shit on my bike. So yeah. So he's standing there halfway in the driveway and I'm at my bike and I get my lighter and I hand it to him and then go put it back when he's done using it. I'm getting my gear out and stuff to get it on. He's standing there hitting on me the whole time. He's like, so you like locks? I was like, yeah, my other half has a set. They're down to, and I showed him how long. He's like, oh, okay. So it's been real great talking to you. This is my ride that just pulled up here. I'm a sandblaster by trade. And he goes, so I'd like to talk to you again. Can I get your number? I said, I have a man. And he's like, oh, that's cool. That's cool. It was just really nice talking to you. You know, I don't know many people down here. I'm from Pennsylvania. I said, well, that's cool. My man's in New York. And he's like, so can I get your number? Can I give you mine? I'm like, no, I'm good. I messaged Jason to tell him, I said, I just got hit on. So I was like, oh my God. So that kind of made my day. And then I went and I met up with my friend Alan and his wife to give them produce from the garden. And I haven't seen his wife since like 2002, 2003. Last time I saw him, I think, was either 2005 or 2006. So it's been a long time since I've seen Alan and his wife. So he was a security guard at the mall where I used to work. I met him when I was like 12 or 13. My parents would let my brother drive us up there, and we'd go up on like Friday nights and go to the game room and whatnot. And Alan always made sure to keep an eye out for me. And then I started working at the mall when I was like 16, almost 17. So he was like my mall dad. So if somebody was like messing with me or whatever, I'd call him. Or like if I had to work late, he'd make sure he was walking his rounds when I was about to leave, or I could call the security office and he'd come down and he'd walk out with me to my car. So he was always there to do like protective dad stuff with me, and his kids were my age, and so it was nice to be able to see him and his wife, and they got fully vaccinated last week. And he says, well, they said it could take a couple of weeks before everything took effect. And I said, well, I'm only half vaccinated right now. So we basically wore face masks for the first like half an hour, 45 minutes we were there, but then finally we were all standing more than 6 feet apart. We were at a lake in Leesburg. So I finally took my mask off and his wife took his mask off, and we were all, properly social distanced out in the nature. So, but it was good to see him. He brought me some potato starters and I got them in the ground yesterday. So, I swear since the end of March, this is the most I've like left the house in like 2 years, period. Oh, and if you haven't noticed, I'm a whole other color. I used to be this color. If you look, I don't quite match this anymore. Cause like, you can kind of see it. But I've had a little bit of sun because I've been, working in the garden and been on the motorcycle a lot. I even have, if you look where my ring sits on my hand, you can even see my ring mark. So you can tell I've had some sun because I have the mark from this one here, because the band is so thin, it's not as noticeable, but you can even see the one here on this finger. This one here is real noticeable. So you can definitely tell that I've had some sun. I'm not as white as I used to be. My legs are still pretty white. But yeah, I've had some sun lately from being out, especially in the yard. I've been doing a lot of stuff in the yard lately. So, any questions? Anything specific? So I guess while I wait on people to ask me things, so I tentatively have the job. Fingers crossed, tentative. Oh, I just picked somebody else up. Hello. Somebody new just joined. So tentatively right now, I have a start date of May 10th. I'm going to be training for 2 weeks, and it's going to be like from 2 to 11 in the afternoon, and I'm going to have the weekends off. And then when I start working, oh, thanks, Silvia. If you only knew my struggle trying to find a job, man. Once the training is over, my work schedule is going to be like 5:30 in the afternoon till like 3:30 in the morning. So I'm going to be working like late second shift, early third shift hours. So hopefully what my plan is that I'll be able to still record, edit, and upload like I normally do during like the day and whatnot. And because now I'm required to have 2 screens for this job, I can now do twice as much crap. So instead of only having like a screen where the editing software is like on the main screen, like taking up things and I can't downsize it. Now I can just move stuff to the other screen and work on it over here. It was really nice because I got a bunch of videos scheduled today for both channels. I didn't realize my second channel video that I thought was supposed to go up yesterday, I must not have finished scheduling it. So anyways, I was able to go back and forth between the channels and copy, oh wait, fly, copy stuff from the description boxes from my main channel and paste it in the description boxes of my second channel. And it was so nice to have them on 2 different screens so I could do both at the same time instead of having to close a window and upsize a window kind of thing. Now I can see both at the same time, and it's so nice. And my dad's old computer monitor is the exact same as mine. I don't know what that noise was. Sounded like a bunch of sand going down the road. So it's nice that I can be able to be twice as efficient on my system and still be able to get more stuff done. So it's been helpful. Very helpful having 2 monitors to be able to work with. Like the video, I still have the video rendering over here. It has 5 hours left to render. So, you know, there's that. Friend Michelle texted me this morning and she's like, "You got a job?" I was like, "Well, maybe kind of, I hope." And she's like, "What's going on?" And I said, "Well, I applied. I took a bunch of testing. I waited, and then I did a text interview." She's like, "A text interview?" I said, "Yeah, I'd never heard of anybody texting you to interview before. I just thought it was some scam or something." She goes, "Yeah, I probably thought it was a scam too." So, so there was that. And then we got talking about some stuff back and forth. She's like, "Well, congratulations." In my first 6 months after my master's degree, I must have applied to over 600 places because I had to keep track because I was trying, in order to get an extension on my financial aid stuff for school, I had to prove where I was applying, what dates and all that kind of stuff. So for the first 6 months after schooling, in order to get a deferment on my student loans, I had to keep track of everywhere I applied for the first 6 months. And I kid you not, I applied to over 600 places the first 6 months I was out of school. And I had literally a total of 10 face-to-face interviews and never got a job. So it's been long and hard, and I've done everything I can trying to make money between 2015 and now. And needless to say, things haven't always gone very good. So I'm just grateful for the job opportunity and the fact that it's gotten to the point of a second interview. And the funny thing is when the recruiter called me on Friday, she was like, we've never seen scores like yours before. Even when I tested to do this job 7 years ago, and we're still doing similar testing. She goes, "Nobody's ever scored like you have, ever." She goes, "My scores weren't even half of what your scores were." I said, "Is that a good thing?" She's like, "Oh yeah." She goes, "The company's never seen scores like yours before." I said, oh, okay. Should I have not tried so hard? So, then she, she said a lot. They get like 600 applicants a week, and she has to go through. And the bad thing is, sorry, I got shorts right in places I don't want them. She said that a lot of the times people don't finish the testing, they start the application process, and you can save and come back to it. But like she said, a lot of people start the process and they never finish it. So they don't, they have like all these applicants, but then they have to go through those 600 some applications and find that they've only done like half the testing, or all they did was just fill out the application. They didn't do the testing. So they have to weed through all of that stuff. You would think that they would have something in their system that would automatically tell them how much is completed of the examination before they even open the file to look at it. I didn't design their system, not telling them how to run their business, but I'm just saying that that would make sense to me. It would help with weeding out, you know, if they only did like 50% of the process, maybe have an automated email sent and say, hey, don't forget to go back and finish X, Y, and Z. But she said that majority of people do not even finish the complete application process. And she said she currently manages 780 people. I'm like, whoa. Like the area in which she works and who she hires for and that kind of stuff, she has 780 people under her. And I'm like, that's a lot of people to remember. Uh-oh. Sorry, I got tagged in something. I went to read it. I'm like, one of my friends messaged a scammer. Somebody lost a lot of money to somebody supposedly selling a husky puppy, and it was one of those scam artists and stuff. So huskies are not cheap. Well, I'm glad you were here, Silvia. Hey, I'm going to be doing an eyeshadow declutter and stuff soon. Do you want to take a look at what I have and see if you want any of it to use for a little while or pass on or whatever before I try and sell it? Because I can send you pictures and whatnot and see if there's anything you might be interested in. Figured I'd give you first dibs to see if you wanted to try any of them. Or if you just want to borrow a palette to use for a while and then mail it back when you're done. That works too. But anyways, fingers crossed on the new job. I should be okay managing it all, but it's like some much needed money. I now owe my dad like $2,100 for dentist trips. So I would like to get that paid off. It would be nice. I hate owing people money. Not too many windows open. Okay. I'm going to probably record the process. I meant to do it like months ago. I've got a entire list of things that I need to get filmed, and I've got that video is rendering right now. Give me a second and I can tell you just how many videos I have estimate wise to edit right now. Well, actually here, I can just show you. Let me pull the video files from my camera uploads really quick, and then I can show you just how many video files I have to get edited. This is my video file that of stuff that has to be edited. Of course, like this file is something that's already edited. It's my intro. And then down here at the bottom, I have like my Swatch intro that's down here, the paganism intro. There's like a couple of other intros that are in here, but there's 135 video files in here. So far, I've got roughly those 4 edited. I've already moved the hair videos out of here. So what's currently in the editing software isn't still in here. So those 4 videos are edited. I still have these to edit, which are parts 4 and 5 of Surviving Mars. I've got a bunch of Warframe ones. There's some World of Warcraft ones here. There's StarCraft, Space Engineers. These are like regular like video files from the camera. I've got stuff on the camera right now. I have GoPro stuff that's on the card there, but it's in my room charging right now. So there's that to still edit. There's Builders of Egypt through here, Elder Scrolls, Galactic Civilizations. Those are all games. These here, a lot of these are like vlog clips. These here are all vlog clips. Some of these may be like gaming content. It just depends. This stuff here is all video game content that I have to edit. So I've got a whole lot, and I mean a whole lot of videos to edit. All right, so these are intros. That's an intro. 4, 5, 6. So 7 videos of those out of 135 videos are like extra, like intro video clips or outro video clips out of the 135. So that brings me down to 128 video file clips that I still have to edit. And then this folder here is like video files that have already been edited. So this is all stuff I've got to work on. Yay. But like this here, from here to here, is all that like anti-mask guy. So there's like 6 video clips there that will turn into 1 video. So there's a lot. There's a lot. I have a lot to do. A lot to do. So I haven't really been filming like makeup videos lately. Just for the simple fact that I've got so much to edit right now. It's not even funny. And I've barely been playing any video games. Jason and I streamed on Twitch the other night, playing some StarCraft 2, but that, I mean, literally I haven't, other than recording stuff for the the Surviving Mars game. I played that for like 3 or 4 days to get some footage so I could edit the tutorials. But I was only on the game for an hour or so, and then I was, editing most of the time. And then I'd play the game long enough to get some screen record stuff, and then I would, go back to editing. So there's a lot of stuff that I've been dealing with. I'm super busy. So yeah, I still need to do the dress declutter. I've got all the dresses rearranged in my closet so I can do a dress declutter. I've tried wearing more dresses lately. There's at least one right now that I've worn recently that definitely needs to be decluttered. It's a cute dress. It's just way too short. Even with shorts on like this underneath of it, it's still way too short. It's comfortable. I don't have to wear a bra with it, which is also a bonus. But, it's one of those things. But yeah, lots of going on. Anybody? It says there's 2 people here. It doesn't show me who's here though. And I know Silvia had to go, so I don't know who the other person is. Oh, and I'm slowly stopping vaping. This basically what's in my vape right now is the last of the vape juice that I have. They keep discontinuing stuff that I actually like the flavor of, so I figured might as well just quit. I mean, it helps with pain, but it's an expensive habit. I mean, I get as much pain relief from vaping that I would with like 12 Aleve. So it's one of those things that, you know, I can buy the Aleve and the bottle lasts for like a while, and it's like $17 to get a big enough bottle to last for like a couple of weeks. But it's like $40 to get vape juice that lasts for like a month. So it's kind of like one of those, where do I really want to spend my money kind of thing. And right now, Depop sales have been null and void. Like lately, I've barely had any sales on Depop at all. So I need to be very mindful of what my money is doing and where it's going. And I really don't have any extra money, even if it is helping it, you know, financially, I just can't keep doing it. I mean, I've got a decent rig. That's what this is. This is a rig. I've got a brand new tank glass. I've got plenty of coils. I mean, so really all I need is the e-juice that goes inside of it. But like I said, they keep discontinuing the flavors that I use, which really, why are you being so slow? Stop that. Oh, I have an extension blocking it. Freaking tube buddy, man. Stop. I forgot I had the editor thing open on the other window, and well, not the editing software, the YouTube editor. And it keeps telling me that an add-on is slowing my system down. Yeah, I know it's slowing my system down. It's pissing me off. I've told it to fuck off, and it won't fuck off. And now it's like, it's selecting all this like random stuff. I'm trying to change. It said that the blog was set, or the stream was set for entertainment, and I was trying to change it to people and blogs, and it picked comedy, and then it picked pets, and I'm like, no, stop that. So well, it's not that I like need a rig or something, Jason. It's that the juice that I was using, the one company completely shut down because there's a whole bunch of new regulations and stuff for it. But the juice itself has like a sweetener added to it. It's kind of like stevia. So I like the fact that it's a little bit sweet, kind of like chewing gum. And I use a peppermint and a cinnamon base, but in order to get a cinnamon now, you have to get like banana nut crunch stuff, or cinnamon toast crunch, or cinnamon muffins, or which is like cinnamon and vanilla. It's climbing my damn headphones. Stop that. What I want is a menthol cinnamon that's sweet. The menthol doesn't have to be sweet, but it's because you would, you know, it was like basically vaping on peppermint, and then having a fireball in your mouth at the same time. So you have like that cinnamon kick, but it's sweet from the cinnamon, but the menthol was like a nice cooling thing. But the level that I was at, it's enough to take the edge off my pain for a while, and that's why I was using it. But they also have those like CBD drops that you can do, but a bottle of like CBD drops, a 30 ml bottle, which is an ounce, is like $120. And I'm like, whoa. And one of those bottles is supposed to last you like a month or two, but still, that's a lot of money for something that is supposed to help relieve pain. And even though the doctor had talked to me about getting on something like that, I don't know. I don't know enough about CBD to even think about doing it. I don't want to put something else in my body that I'm not quite sure of what it's going to do to me, because I know how I react to marijuana, or at least I know how I did react when I was on treatments for, cancer stuff back in 95. So I really don't want to risk having another bad reaction, because I know what THC products do to me and how bad they affect me. So I've always been leery of CBD stuff. I know it's not psychoactive. I understand the differences between THC and CBD. I understand all that. But what I don't understand is how my body's going to react to it. So I've been scared to even try anything like that. And of course, the doctor wanted me to do those damn pills, those medical marijuana pills, and they're not cheap. And I don't want to get into something that I don't know how my body's going to react. So even if it does help take the edge off my pain, I feasibly don't see that it's, it's not really worth it to me, if you know what I mean. Oh, I just realized I can add markers and stuff in here. I didn't know that. Well, I don't know, Jason, is there anything else that I've had going on that I need to update people on? Because, like, my brain is fried today. You know how tired I was yesterday. And I think I was up another half an hour after you went to bed. I was sitting here staring at my phone with Netflix playing in the background, and you messaged me. I didn't even see the message for a little bit. And I'm just kind of zoned out looking at my phone. It wasn't even turned on. That's the bad part. I was literally looking at, let me turn it back up. I was just looking at this last night when you told me that you were going to go to bed, and I'm just kind of staring at my phone, completely dark, just zoned out, just staring into the darkness. So yeah, I was a whole lot so wide awake last night. I think I've covered everything. Covered the dentist, covered the crazy anti-masker, covered the job, covered the recording, the hair update video, the tons of videos to edit. I think I've covered, I can't think of anything else I would have needed to update people on. I'm sure I'll remember something later and I'll be like, oh shit. Well, nobody's talking to me no more, so I guess I'm gonna go. 4 hours and 49 minutes to go on the render before I can even attempt to do something with that video. I can't even, like, if I stop it and record like an intro and an outro and then try and re-render it before I edit the rest of it, I might just screw up the process. So I got a whole lot of nothing I can do for another 4 hours. So I might go do a load of laundry. I got my tank bag over there I pulled off the bike yesterday when I washed it, so I need to empty that out and throw that in the washing machine. Throw other stuff in the washing machine and probably start that. Got a kitchen to clean now that we have water again. I think. He didn't tell me the water was back on, but you know, I'm kind of assuming since the truck is no longer in the driveway, I'm guessing he's gone. And Dad didn't text, I don't think. Nope, no text messages from Dad. So I'm guessing he's gone and the water's back on. I haven't tested it since I've been sitting here for an hour. All right, I will try and go back and leave like chapter tags or something on this so that you guys know I did X update here and X update there. And I totally didn't even realize I could do that. It says up here I can add a stream marker, which I'm guessing means that I can you know, let people know like what the subject was that I was talking about. They call them, if you do them on like regular YouTube videos, they're called chapters, but on streams, they're something different. So I will have to go back and start this from the beginning and rewatch it and then put like markers throughout the stream so you guys know I talked about this here and this here and this here. So just in case somebody wants to jump from one point to another and see what I talked about where, and if they don't want to watch the whole hour-long live stream, because a lot of people don't, then yeah, I'll go back and do that. Because I've got 4 hours to kill right now. Hell, I might even go take a nap. Nap. Jason, nap sound good? Nap? Nap. I need to go see if water's back on first, though, so I can tell my brother. As he had to drain the entire well to work on the line because it's a pressurized line. We had a big leak in the yard. Oh, and I got a box in from Influencer today. It came with this to test out. And the funny thing is, this is the one I was using. I just touched the microphone, my bad. This is the brand new one I haven't even used yet. So it's the same thing. So I have a new fragrance of a deodorant that I use to test out that Influencer sent me. So and thankfully, it does not smell like coconut because I freaking hate coconut smell. All I smell, I think, for the most part, is that geranium. Yeah, all I'm smelling is geranium, and the other one I use is juniper berries, and it smells amazing. So, my phone's ringing. Where's the iPad? Yellow.
Coverage possibly running out. You are still eligible to extend the coverage and avoid being 100% responsible for all repairs. Press 2 if you want to decline your coverage option and be removed, or press 1 to speak to a specialist about extending coverage. Again.
Hello?
Yes?
Yes, good day, ma'am. This is Jeremy, the Warranty Division. Can you please verify the year, make, and model of your vehicle so we can pull up your file correctly?
Well, which vehicle were you calling about?
Okay, do you have a vehicle that's a year of 2006 after 2019?
I do, yeah.
Can you please verify to me the year, make and model?
It's a 2008 Honda.
2008 Honda. What's the model of your Honda?
It's a VTX 1300.
Sorry?
VTX 1300.
Honda VTX, that's right?
Yeah, VTX.
The second.
Are you not finding the vehicle in your system?
Honda VTX.
Yeah, it's a Honda VTX 1300.
Are you in J?
Am I what?
Hello?
Yes.
Aside from that, do you have any other vehicle?
Yeah, we have a few.
Sorry?
Yes, there's several on the property.
What the vehicle did you know?
Well, you were calling about my warranty, right?
Yeah.
Don't.
But your Honda is not Honda VTX is not qualified on my system.
Well, what do you mean it doesn't qualify in your system?
Aside from your Honda VTX, do you have any vehicle? Any other vehicle?
Well, yeah, there's a Yamaha Virago in there.
Okay, I think we have that number waiting with it.
Oh, son of a... The VTX 1300 is my motorcycle. It is a vehicle. I didn't say it was a car. Damn, I thought I'd have him longer on the phone. Fucking loser. Okay. I need to go check water and see if it's medical. Sorry, I had to. Oh, my friend Nadine's in the hospital right now. She had to have an emergency appendectomy this morning. So, too bad I couldn't keep that scammer on the phone longer. Darn. I like harassing them. It's so much fun. And I just figure if I'm wasting his time, even if it's for a short amount of time, then it stops him from scamming somebody else for that amount of time. So, at least now you know the make and model of the motorcycle I drive, if you caught that. But, yeah. And I think it's a 2008. I just had the paperwork out for it the other day. Anyways. All right, I'm going to go ahead and end the live stream. I will, I'll see you guys later. I don't know what my schedule is going to be like. For live streaming and stuff, since I will be doing training at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, it would most likely be done at noon if I live stream. And then when I start working, my work schedule starts at 5:30, depending on if that's the shift I actually get, because I have to look at what openings are available towards the end of training, because there's 3 different afternoon shifts. One of them starts at like 2, one starts at 3:30, and the other one starts at 5:30. So just depends on what all that's going on with that. But I picked the 5:30 slot. I hope I get the 5:30 slot. So that just means when Dad comes home in the afternoons, he's going to have to be quiet from 5:30 till he goes to bed. So it's like, because lately he's been wearing headphones and yelling at his computer. So it'll be a nice reprieve from that. And he's really, really loud, and he doesn't realize how loud he is. He's like literally screaming at his computer. So it'll be nice to have him quiet at least. So there's that. So I don't know what all is going to go on scheduling wise, but for the most part, live streaming will be done during training time. If I do live stream, it'll be probably at noon or a little bit before noon my time, or we can still do like a 2 or 3 p.m. live stream once I start working, depending on what time schedule they put me on. So there's always that. Anyways, I will see you guys later. Hopefully you had some entertainment while you watched this. You got updated on all the stuff that was going on. And I'm going to go check and see if we have running water again. So I will see you guys later. Have a fantastic day or night, wherever you are. Bye.